The 2024 NFL season is done, which means we are in 2025 NFL draft season. And with the Giants having the third pick in the NFL draft, I thought it would be a good idea to do our first off-season mock draft 5.0, though, on the channel. I want to hear from you, though. If you were Joe Schoen, if you were the general manager of this football team, who do you want at pick number 3? Give me a name of the rookie you want to select. Mock Draft 5.0. Let's dive into it. As you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. First mock draft of the offseason. Let's do a 3-round mock draft. We've only done 2-round mock drafts, but let's get weird. 3-round mock draft. Here is the top 10 NFL draft order. Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, Jags, Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Saints, and the Chicago Bears. Here's the full list of the Giants draft picks if you have not seen it. They're going to pick 3rd in the first round. They're going to pick 2nd in the second round, 1st in the 3rd round, 3rd in the 4th round. They have a comp pick at the end of the 4th round. They'll pick midway through the round in round 5, thanks to Seattle. Then they will have 3 7th-round picks. The 3rd pick in the 7th round, the 29th pick in the 7th round, and then a late comp pick. Let's start here. First pick of this mock draft. I used the PFF mock draft simulator, so if you're mad at me, I don't care. Directed at them. Shedeur Sanders going number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. They don't have a GM right now, so I don't know what they're going to do, but I think a quarterback could be on their draft board at the very tippy top. Travis Hunter, wide receiver corner out of Colorado. He ends up going number 2 to the Cleveland Browns. Maybe they want a quarterback with the Deshaun Watson stuff, or maybe they just ride it out with Watson and take best player available. Maybe that's Travis Hunter. But this would be a dream scenario for Marshall Green. This would be a dream scenario for the New York Football Giants with the 3rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Marshall Green selects Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami, mock draft 5.0. Cam Ward being a Giant is best case scenario, especially when you don't have to factor in trading up to get him. I have Cam Ward as my clear-cut QB1 in this class. I have Shedeur Sanders as QB2, but I think Cam Ward is a much better prospect with a much higher ceiling. He has elite traits. I don't know if there's anything elite trait-wise when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, which doesn't mean he's a bad prospect. If he was the QB at 3, I would take him as well. Ward had a great season, completing above 67% of his passes, 4,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, legit size to him. 6'2", 225 pounds. He is built, man. He is someone that's going to be able to take some hits in the NFL and deliver some hits if he wants to decide to be a runner. One thing I love about Ward is his ability to get better and better every stop of his career. This is a guy that played his senior year of high school football at a triple option offense. Then he goes to Incarnate Word, which I'm not sure anybody knows where that is except for me. Then he transfers to Washington State. Did all right in 2022, then took a big leap going into 2023. Then he transfers to Miami and has a Heisman-worthy type of season. This guy has played football at a high level everywhere he's put on the shoulder pads. Some things I like about him: elite playmaking skills. I think he has the skills when a play breaks down to make something out of nothing. And you watch the elite quarterbacks in this league, what do they do on 3rd and 6 when they're flushed out of the pocket because of pressure? What about when they have to break a sack, get out of the pocket, and make a play downfield, or just make a play that's right in front of their face? I think Cam Ward is the best improviser and creator in the class, and I really don't think it's close. He's an alpha. He's a leader. He's a confidence guy. He oozes confidence, but he's humble. And he knows there's a lot of work for him to do to continue to get better. This guy is hungry for success, and he's hungry to put the work in. I love that as well. And I truly do believe he is just scratching the surface of who he could be as a quarterback in the National Football League. He's not a perfect prospect, though. There's some things he's got to improve upon, like making the layups. This is a guy that you'll see him make some home run throws, and then he'll miss an occasional single, like an occasional walk in the park. Got to improve there. He doesn't always need to play hero ball. This is sometimes, I think, his biggest flaw. He needs to do a better job of understanding when the juice is worth the squeeze. So you don't always have to put the cape on and be a hero. And as all young quarterbacks, he's got to improve pre and post snap and not always get locked into that pre-snap read. When you think the zone defense is doing this or the defense is doing that and you're supposed to do this, trust your eyes. Post snap, I think he's going to get better there. And I think working with a guy like Brian Dable will really help him because we've seen Brian Dable do some things with some talented quarterbacks. Some advanced stats I like to look at, one of the highest in the country at the big-time throw percentage. And when you compare his big-time throw percentage to his turnover-worthy play percentage, I like that comparison right there. An adjusted completion percentage is 76.3. He's extremely accurate with the football. And he's someone that pushed the ball down the field. An average depth of target of 9.8 yards. He was at the top of college football when it comes to pushing the ball down the field on a per-throw metric. And a lot of people, Marshall, he's way too calm in the pocket. Marshall, he takes too many sacks. Well, my friends over at PFF just created a new stat. Quarterback sacks. How many sacks are charged to the quarterback? Shedeur Sanders is 14. Cam Ward, 2. So I don't know why people say that. Some things I like to look at. How do you look against pressure? When he's kept clean in the pocket, which he was 72.6% of the time, played really well. Completed 72% of his passes, 32 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, good big-time throw percentage, and a low turnover-worthy play percentage. I love that. Under pressure, I think he can improve a little bit. Turnover-worthy play percentage, a tick high for me and my liking under pressure, but he also has shown the ability to withstand pressure and make plays. 6.1 big-time throw percentage, 51% completion under pressure is really, really good, and 7 touchdowns and 4 picks. When he's not blitzed, he'll tear you up, and when he is blitzed, he'll tear you up. I love seeing a quarterback that when he is blitzed, he can slice and dice you. I always think of Dak Prescott and his ability when he's blitzed to be able to get it all over the field and be a distributor. I think Cam Ward has a lot of those capabilities as well. And this is a guy that challenges every blade of grass when he plays quarterback. He's really good over the middle of the field, as you can see, especially in the deep part of the middle of the field. Not afraid to throw the ball to the left side, not afraid to throw it to the right side. He's going to use every inch on that football field. And I think he's really good at going through reads. Being able to buy time is a strength of him, and that allows him to go through multiple reads and target every pocket of the football field. He's someone that can also take the top off the defense. I wouldn't say as an A-plus arm, but I'd say a B-plus to an A-minus, and he's someone that's an extremely accurate deep ball thrower. He completed 45% of his passes that traveled 20-plus air yards, 14 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions on throws that traveled 20-plus yards. Aggressive, but not reckless. He is reckless at times, but I feel like those stats show you that he knows how to hone that in. In the intermediate range, I think he'd be a little bit better. Completed 67% of his passes there. No problem there. But he did throw 5 interceptions in that area of the field, and he had 2 times more turnover-worthy plays than big-time throws. I also love his ability to get the ball out extremely quick, as you see the results in the 0 to 9 air yards and behind the line of scrimmage. This may seem like a dumb thing to say. I think he's the best screen thrower in this draft, and I think he could maximize the capability that Malik Nabers possesses to be a yards-after-catch demon. He can get the ball out quick. He's got a quick release from sidearm, getting the ball into Malik Nabers' hands. We saw him do it against the Colts, take it the distance. I think Ward could have really a strong influence to be able to raise the ceiling of Malik Nabers. I really do think he has superstar potential, man. I really do. I'm not just saying that because he's available and the Giants need a quarterback. I think he is someone, if you build around him correctly, you develop him correctly, he has superstar potential. Because I believe in the arm, but I believe what's in between the ears of Cam Ward, and mainly, I believe in what he's got inside his chest. I would also trade up for him because I believe if you think that quarterback's the guy, you do whatever it takes to get it done. And I would do that, but I would rather it just be pick 3. He is not a perfect prospect, so I don't want people to say that. I wouldn't have had him as QB1 last year. I wouldn't have had him as QB2 last year. I wouldn't have had him as QB3 last year. I would have comfortably had him as QB4 right behind Caleb. I had Drake May 2 and Jaden Daniels 3. I think he would have been the 4th best QB in that class, so he has a ways to go. But I think Brian Dable is a great coach for Cam. Some of the things that Josh Allen, some of his red flags coming in the NFL, are some red flags that are being attached to Cam Ward's name. But I believe in the kid. I believe in the player. I believe in the human. And I believe in the dog. Anytime you hear any coach that has coached him, what do they say about him? Alpha, leader, competitor. That's what I want in my quarterback. Who do you want, though? If both of these guys are available at 3, not going to happen. Let's play the game, though. Who do you want? Type S for Sanders, type C for Cam Ward. Let me know. Coming up next, round 2 and round 3 pick of this 3-round mock draft. We're going to do that in a second. First, though, I got to give a huge shout out to a returning sponsor, Fume. Shout out to Fume for sponsoring today's show. Have you ever caught yourself reaching for a bad habit? Maybe it's that moment when you're with friends and you just want to feel like you fit in. Well, that's where Fume comes in. It's not about quitting. It's about finding a better alternative. Fume, the sponsor of today's video, has created an innovative flavored air device that's perfect for those moments when you want to break away from bad habits and still have something enjoyable to reach for. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that draws flavor to your mouth, not your lungs. It's a great way to satisfy your oral fixation with non-toxic flavors, free from nicotine or vapor, and it's a safe to use anywhere. My favorite flavor is crisp mint. It's refreshing and satisfying without any of the harmful effects you'd associate with other habits. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Fume has already helped over 300,000 people build better habits. Try Fume today. And if you order the Journey Pack now using my code ChatSports, you'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. Go to tryfume.com/chatsports. That's tryfume.com/chatsports or scan the QR code on screen. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and the description of today's show. Shout out to Fume for sponsoring Giants Now by Chat Sports. Alrighty, round 2, pick 34. The Giants will have the second pick in the second round, and I'm taking the big fella, the former number 1 player in the country coming out of high school, the interior defensive lineman, Walter Nolen. 6'3", 305 pounds. This is someone that I believe has pass rushing ability from the interior and has shown the ability to get off blocks and make plays in the run game near or at or behind the line of scrimmage. 35 games played for him in his college career, spent some time in College Station with the Texas A&M Aggies, most recently with Ole Miss. 114 tackles, 26 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, 66 pressures, and 46 QB hurries. This past year was his best year, though. Of the 66 pressures in his career, 34 of them came this year. Athletic freak, strong as an ox, extremely high potential, been one of the best players in the nation since he was a high school guy. This is someone that I think could explode as an NFL player, and especially benefiting from playing next to Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, and Brian Burns. Look at his PFF grades. He is in the tops of the percentile for every single one. Pass rush grade, top of the percentile. True pass set, pass rush grade, top of the college football. Run defense grade, a 91.1 grade. That is off the charts for PFF. Extremely high in the percentile mark, and his pass rush win rate at 10.3, as you can see, extremely high when compared to his peers. I think he was the best player available. I really do. There was another corner that I was looking at. There was another defensive lineman out of South Carolina I was looking at, but I decided to take this guy who I think is going to be a first-round player. And as we know, there is always a first-round guy that falls to the second round of the NFL draft. You see it every single year. You go, Marshall, there's no way that guy's going to be available in the second. Then you get to the pick and you're like, how was this guy available? How did Nakobe Dean fall? How did Brian Branch fall? It happens every single year. So we go quarterback, interior defensive lineman, and now we're getting that quarterback some protection. With the first pick of the third round, number 65 overall, give me the left guard, Tyler Booker at Alabama. I don't love drafting Alabama offensive linemen because I have been scarred by Mr. Evan Neal. But this is someone that I really like. This is someone, I've talked to our Alabama football insider here at Chat Sports, and he let me know he is one of the most explosive athletes on the football team. Not lineman at Bama, one of the most explosive athletes at the school. And this is someone that I think is already ready to be a plus pro pass block guy in the National Football League. Got good size, 6'5", 325 pounds. As you could see, one of the best true pass set pass block grades in college football. One of the best pass blocking grades in college football. He can improve as a run blocker, though. That's for sure. And you're not going to get any perfect prospects in the third round, but I'm betting on traits. And I could see a world where Booker becomes a high-end pass-blocking offensive lineman in the NFL because he did it at Bama for 3 years. I think he's allowed 2 sacks in his college career, over 1,000 snaps. 2 career sacks allowed and 1,035 sacks. 86.5 pass block grade this year. 74 in 2023, 89 in 2022. The run blocking can improve, but it doesn't make him unplayable. This is also a guy that isn't going to be forced to play right away. We don't need to draft for need anymore. You draft best player available. I am the best player available, and it matches a need. Some interior offensive line depth. Beef it up. Because I think when you talk about what makes a rookie quarterback successful, what makes a young quarterback successful, is it the head coach? Is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the weapons they're throwing to? Or is it the protection? I think if you give a young quarterback a good offensive line, they could be successful in this league. And I think going out and adding a guy like Booker and maybe signing a guy like Trey Smith in free agency or Daniels or somebody else like that, you beef up that front and you're going to give yourself a lot higher of a chance to make sure your rookie quarterback has success. So mock draft number 5.0 in the books. Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami. Walter Nolen, D-tackle, Ole Miss. And offensive lineman Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Grade this mock draft for me. Grade this mock draft for me, A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off for me down in the comment section. And be honest. Be mean. Let me know. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. I am on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_. I'm down to talk Giants ball all of the time. So if you got any more questions, you want to ask me about your mock drafts, hit me up, send me a DM. And before we bounce on out of here, I got to give one more major shout out to Fume. Thank you so much to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Scan the QR code and use code ChatSports to get your free Fume Topper when you order your Journey Pack today.